What's up? What's going on, Builders Club TV Nation? DeJuan Jones here, your professional stay-at-home dad. Boy, I got to tell you, Builders Club TV Nation, we got a very special guest here with us tonight on the Builders Club TV. Super excited about this phenomenal woman, phenomenal individual. Just to give you some clarity on who we're going to be talking to, who we'll have the pleasure to speak with tonight. This woman, this beast is a better way to describe her. She's a 10-year veteran in the industry, 5 years as a travel professional. Guys, she's built a team of over 7,700 individuals worldwide in a company of over 43,000 agents, reps. She has climbed all the way to the top of the mountain, if you will, to become the number five money earner in the entire company. She's a 250K earner, and not only has she made a lot of money, but she's been able to help a lot of other folks do the same thing. She's actually produced in her own team six-figure earners. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to the platform. Let me get on camera real quick so I can talk to you. I am totally stoked about this guest tonight. I have with me in the studio Miss JP Watkins. JP Watkins. I'm doing good. Let me get you on the screen so the good people can see you in all your glory and essence.
I don't know about that, but I'm definitely excited. I'm honored to be on with you. You are a giant. You are a servant leader. Anybody who knows you knows that you do it big. And I just want to thank you for what you're doing for the network marketing industry. It is so needed. It is so necessary. So thank you for having me on.
Man, don't make me tear up on this platform tonight. But I definitely appreciate those kind words. Very pleased to have you here with us tonight. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Absolutely, sir. Honored.
Awesome. So those are some very impressive stats, by the way. And I want to get right into it because I know a lot of people watching tonight, they want to hear your story. You have an incredible story. Before we get started, I do have to say this. You're one of the best presenters that I've seen in the industry. I want to talk to you a little bit about that. You know, when did you get to the point? Because we're going to dig deep into the past and how you arrived at this point in your success and in your story. But when did you get to the point where you were successful and comfortable speaking in front of the room?
Well, I think as a kid, I was always a bit of a performer. Okay. So I was very excitable and very animated. But when I was in high school, I wanted to be in a pageant. And I told my mom that my talent would be singing. She said, honey, you got a lot of talents and singing is not one of them. And so my mom encouraged me to go into theatrics and, drama. And so I ended up being in the pageant circuit from high school and even in college. And in college, growing up, born in Ohio, but growing up in the South, I had, of course, that Southern drawl and different things, a lazy tongue. And I had to get a speech coach and a speech therapist to help me out.
Wow.
And so a lot of people think you come to the table and you're just ready to go, but she worked with me. I had to work on pronunciation, enunciation, and how to really form those words and letters. And so it was a work in progress.
Wow. True testament to, you don't have to be, how do they say it, JP? That you don't have to be great to get started. How do they say it? Am I getting that right?
You gotta get started to be great.
Right. It's something like that, right? The people, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So let's go back a little bit because, again, you've had a lot of success in this industry, doing some amazing things currently. But I want to go back. I want to go way back, and I want to talk to you about your past. First, let me ask you this: when did you discover the industry of network marketing, working from home?
Well, DeJuan, I was one of those kids that my parents said, go to college, get your education, get your degree, like many people. Okay. And I did that. And went to Texas Southern University. I majored in Delta Sigma Theta. And I just stomped the yard for the most part. But I did, in fact, graduate. And I was supposed to be on the radio. I think I had aspirations of being a DJ. That didn't work out. I was Anita Love overnights in Houston radio for a little bit. I thought I wanted to be a news anchor. That didn't work out. And so I ended up going to my apartment complex discouraged. And I just was like, they said, you can do what we do. And I'm like, what do you guys do? You look like you sit around all day. And so that was my introduction to property management. And I actually stayed in property management for 20 years.
Okay.
I was a leasing consultant. I was a manager. I was a troubleshooter. I was a marketing exec. And I did all that hard work, but I was still very broke. I was overworked, I was underpaid, and I found myself, discouraged. And so one of my friends said, hey, come and join me, at one of these meetings. And so she was someone I respected, and I got into a warm beverage company at that time, 10 years ago. Okay. And of course, I saw people who were making a lot of money. I saw success stories. I saw people retired before 40. Right. And I thought to myself, that's what I want for my life.
Powerful. And so, when did you get on board immediately, or were you skeptical like so many people are, or when did you venture into the industry? When did you get started?
Well, of course, yeah, you're skeptical at first, but then, it didn't take long for me to go to a big event. And when I went to a big event, I was able to see some evidence. And once I saw the evidence, I'm thinking, what's the difference between them and me? And I didn't understand, though, there is a difference between an amateur and a professional. Right. And they had made the decision to go pro. I had made the decision to just do it. I didn't understand that, I needed to graduate to that professional level, but at least it got me in the industry looking at all those success stories.
Right. So tell us a little bit about, what your experience was like, getting started. Did you have immediate success? Were there some struggles? Were there some dark times?
I don't know anyone who's had immediate success. That's like finding a needle in a haystack. That's like hitting the lotto. That's not realistic. Right. We all know that anywhere you go, I don't care if you're a police officer or you're a rookie. If you're in your first year of the NFL, the NBA, you're a rookie. And so somehow we come to network marketing and we think we don't have to be rookies, but you are. And so my first year or two, I'm thinking, I've been in pageants. I've been, successful at things. I'll blow this out of the water. And I got my ego handed to me because I didn't understand that it was actually skill set involved. And it was skill set that I didn't know. I didn't know how to be a leader. I had always been self-motivated, self-driven. Right. I never had to bring anyone else with me. So I did not know how to lead, number one, and how to develop other people. And so those are skills that this industry will definitely humble you if you don't know what you're doing. So it took me many, many years, Mr. Jones, in order to really develop those skills, form those relationships, acquire the real professional level to make it.
Right, that's powerful. And so along the course in the journey, were you working full time on a job? Were you doing your business part time? How did that work? Were you still involved in real estate? How did that work?
Yeah, I was. I worked 5 years part time in the industry, as most people do. I guess 95% of people, work this part time, and I did as well. And then I remember, it's only so many conventions you're going to go to, and you're not brainwashed to believe you can be a full-time, network marketer. Right. You're not going to see the vision too many times and go, I'm going to keep showing up to this job. So after about 5 years, I started getting the itch, and I said something, words are powerful. Right. And you have to be careful what you say. And I remember saying, I don't want to be here. Concerning my job. Right. And guess what? The universe gave me what I asked for. I walked into work April the 4th of 2014 and I was fired. Wow. And even though I didn't want to be there, I didn't want to lose my job. Right. And so I found myself hitting rock bottom. But here's the thing. When you're down to nothing, God is up to something. Say it again. And when you're down to nothing, God is up to something. Somebody write that down. Yeah. And he was really trying to move me out of that comfort zone, which was my job. He knew there was greater for me. There was a purpose. There was a mission for me to reach other lives and other families. And so the only way that I was really going to build this thing was going to be to move me to a place where I had lost everything. And I had nowhere to go but up.
So back against the wall, you're going on a tear, you're fully committed. You got a goal in mind. When did you have that first breakthrough? When was your first big moment? Can you remember?
Well, when I met you, we were in a company together 5 years ago, and I had recently had my car repossessed.
Okay.
People didn't know that.
Right.
They had no idea I was going through a repo. They had no idea. Everybody has a test, but the thing is, are you going to turn it into a testimony? And you either sink or swim. And a lot of people use that one thing and say, I can't build this business until this clears and this lines up and this. Yeah. And there's never a convenient time to win. Yeah. It's never going to be a good time. And that's really where most people who succeed in this industry, they typically build in very, very back against the wall type of conditions. And that was the case for me. DeWine, I lost it all, and I had to move back home with my mom. And looking at my life, I'm like, this is not why I spent 20 years in corporate America, to be a grown adult who can't take care of herself. But that's really the nature of corporate America. Corporate America does not set you up to be free. And so that was only further evidence that I really needed to make this network marketing work.
Wow, that's powerful. That's very good. Tell me this. Around that time, when you were going through the struggle, the dark times, what was going on as far as the people around you, your family, your friends? What was their belief level, and how did it affect you as you were building?
Well, when I lost my job, I had already been in the industry for 5 years part-time.
Okay.
So I already had a very, very clear vision that this industry could provide, what it could provide for me. So I was very unmoved by, yes, of course, there was family that they didn't have the vision, but I knew that I did. And so I've never been one of those people who questioned whether the industry could really save me or really take me to that. I never questioned it because I saw so much evidence at the conventions, at the meetings, all around me. And so it was hard, but it was a grind, and I had to go out there and do the work. I mean, that's really what has to happen is this is network marketing, and people forget the work.
That's right.
And so, my mentor and coach, he actually came from Atlanta, flew into Dallas to help me launch my business. And he said, "Oh, you got a new car?" I said, "No, this is a rental. My car was repoed." And I cried. And he said, "No, this is not a repo. God moved that car out of the way to get you a new car." And I just looked at him, but he began to speak that into my life. And subsequently, we started writing the list, the basic stuff. We started doing those three-way calls. We started doing those home parties. We started launching people. And, through that process, it was literally digging out of a hole. But I can tell you that old clunker that I was driving did get replaced with a brand new Range.
And you that's amazing. That's amazing. You touched on something, and I think it was very key for the mentor to come into your life at that point and tell you exactly what you needed to hear. It sounds like, as far as your mindset, you've been able to build your mindset, create a strong mindset for yourself through mentorship. How big has mentorship been for you in your journey and, creating your own success?
It's everything. People are really fooling themselves if they think that they can survive in this industry without a coach and a mentor. Someone who is speaking into you the things you can't see, the things you don't know. And so, I had only been accustomed to making about $3,000-$4,000 every month in corporate America. So that was my comfort zone. That was my lid. And so I remember my mentor saying, "You're going to blow through $8,000 a month. You'll hit six figure. You'll get that ring. Subsequently, that's this ring." He said, "You'll blow through 10, 15, you'll blow through 20. And I'm thinking, who is he talking to? I don't know who he thinks he's talking to, that I'm going to make 8, 10, 20,000. There's no way. But what he said began to happen. It did happen. And so, so now when he says, you'll definitely go all the way through 40, 50, I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. But I had to borrow his belief initially. And through borrowing his belief, it helped me to, even though I couldn't see, I still was moving forward and I was walking forward.
That's good.
And so that's what a coach and mentor does. They typically have more vision than you, more experience than you, more credibility. And so it's good to borrow their experience and belief so that you can go to your next level.
Absolutely. And I was just getting ready to say, I hope somebody's taking notes right now, because what you're talking about is extremely critical, I believe. And you hit it right on the nail. A mentor is going to stretch your belief. They're going to stretch your vision, right? And like you said, they're going to speak life into you, and they're going to help uncover things that you might not be able to see, because in those times you might be distracted by what you believe is your obstacle, right? But like you said, that car, that rental was not about repossession. God was moving that car out of your way to make room for the range, right? That was powerful, man. Powerful.
Yes, and bigger. Now we need to go from the range to the Bentley. You know, there's always another level.
Absolutely. So, and you're gonna definitely make that happen, because you're creating a major wave online, and it's been a pleasure just watching. It's like watching a movie. In fact, you might want to think about getting that book together, JP.
I keep hearing that. People keep telling me that, and I'm like, I have not arrived yet. I am still on my climb. To me, when people hit that millionaire status, I think that they have the credibility to do that. And so I'm on my way. And I think that there's still so much for me to learn. But you're right. I mean, I have a lot that I can teach and to impart upon people. Don't get me wrong, but I try. And I just want to encourage people to stay humble. Don't buy your own press. Don't get out there to the point where you think you got it going on. Right. You got to stay hungry. I think that was Les Brown that, said you got to be hungry. Right. And so until I hit that $1 million status, Dewan, I don't know if I'm going to be writing anything until that happens.
Absolutely. You still got chapters to write, right?
Exactly.
So tell me this, everybody's human. Even when you reach the success, like yourself, 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, getting that ring, creating that lifestyle, still human, right? So how do you stay focused? How do you stay motivated? Because in every business, no matter the level or the height you reach, it's going to be ups and downs. Things are going to fluctuate. What makes you stay in that lane where you're focused no matter what you're building and you're reaching those goals?
That is really personal development. I remember when I started in the industry about 10 years ago, my mentor at the time was like Jay Pizzle. He called me Jay Pizzle. He said, Pizzle, you need to read. And I'm like, I read books. I've been to college. I know stuff. Right. I didn't understand that in college, they don't teach you wealth principles. They don't go over how to build a network marketing empire. They don't teach you how to, emotional intelligence. Those are just lessons that are not taught. And so I began to subscribe to personal development, really watching my emotions, watching my, level of intellect, watching my conversation, watching my moods, watching how I interact. I mean, all of those things are relevant in going to the next level. A lot of people don't think personal development is important. They kind of think, oh yeah, I've read Think and Grow Rich, or they've read one of those books.
Right.
I hear people say, I've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Great. Keep reading. Right. It's a process, because think about it. Most of us are, 18 and above. So that's 20 years of stinking thinking or negativity or employee mentality that you literally have to counteract in a short period of time. So the personal development helps you to stay focused, to keep that inspiration up. Because a lot of people think, oh, okay, I got a mentor, I got a coach, and that person's supposed to inspire me. It's their job to inspire me. It's their job for me to be successful. It's their job to take me. And it's not. The mentor or the coach writes you, like a doctor, a prescription. They give you the formula. Now you got to execute it. If you're going to the gym, the personal trainer is not doing crunches for you.
Exactly.
The personal trainer is not doing running the mile. You're doing it. And so in network marketing, people think that the mentor or the coach is supposed to do the work for you. And that's just, again, an employee mentality. The coach or the mentor is there to, give you instruction and correction, but not to inspire you. You got to inspire yourself. Right. You got to motivate yourself every single day, and you got to do the work.
Absolutely. That's good. One of the great things about what you're doing is not only have you been able to create success for yourself, but you're helping to create success for others. To switch gears just a little bit, because we see the headlines in the news, we see how technology is replacing the need for the individual. Companies are always checking out or looking out for their bottom line. Is this the best time for an individual, someone to start a home business or go into business as an entrepreneur for themselves?
It's absolutely the best time. Whenever the economy constricts, network marketing expands. People got to know that automation is real. What do I mean by automation? Robots are taking people's jobs. I mean, you can go to McDonald's around the world and there is a kiosk taking the order. Think about how hard it is to get somebody on the phone when you're trying to pay a bill.
Oh my God.
They're getting rid of people because of automation. Not only do you have automation, you have outsourcing. Everything is going overseas. And so people always say, well, if such and such gets in office, they're going to bring back the jobs. I'm like, what jobs? Why would that happen? We just live in a different time. And so should people be taking a look at this? They'd be crazy not to. E-commerce, being online, having internet real estate is no longer a luxury. If people don't know it's a necessity to have a home-based business to be participating in e-commerce, they are decades behind.
Right.
Everybody's online. Their grandparents are online. Everybody. So if you're not online participating in the financial revolution that's taking place, people are just behind.
Might be time to get out of that comfort zone, huh?
Absolutely.
So tell me this, being able to succeed on the level that you've been able to, you must have been filled with emotion, according to what you went through in the past, the grind you had to endure. That must have been amazing. But what was the feeling like when you helped to produce other six-figure earners? And can you tell us a little bit about those stories, how you were able to help others reach that pinnacle, that level?
You're absolutely right. When you begin your network marketing journey, we all know that building is the way to, create riches, building a network. And that's why I love your platform, the Builders Club, because so many people think that they can come into network marketing and retail their way to wealth. And that's not individually retail. You can't do that. You've got to build a network in order to create your net worth. And so when people enroll with you, they're buying into you, not the company. They're buying into you. And so to be able to put a ring on Philip Rollins' finger and say, thank you.
Shout out to Philip Rollins. Shout out to Philip Rollins. Another beast. We got to get him onto the show.
Oh, he's a beast. He's amazing. Yeah. That's why he's the first application that I put in the system.
Wow.
And then for a long time, I wanted Tiffany McIntosh in my business. She is a phenom.
Wow.
But she did not join me initially. But when she saw on Facebook Philip getting his six-figure ring, she said, you won't put one more ring on anybody's finger. She said, I'll be the next person.
I know that's right.
And so she and I had been in the industry and previous companies together. And we grinded out. We grew up together in the industry. And so to put a ring on her finger, mind-blowing, because again, these people are locking arms with you. They're catching a hold to your vision, and it needs to pay off. I mean, people don't join us because of charity purposes.
Right. People
People join because they want to win for their families. And so to be able to meet their expectations is everything.
Wow. That's powerful. That's amazing. So let's go another direction real quick, because I want to find out, because obviously you're a hard worker, determined to win. But when you're not in that mode, that builder mode, what are you doing to relax and unwind? What does JP Watkins do to have a good time?
Well, DeJuan, you see me on Facebook. I'm a cooker. I'm Chef J.
Okay.
I love to cook.
Okay.
That's one of my pastimes. It makes me zone out. It helps me to calm down when I'm chopping something and sauteing and looking at the Food Network. I go into a zone. Of course, travel. That's the industry that I'm in. So I'm loving to travel, go all around the world. travel changes you. It shifts your mindset. When you're in different cultures, environments, it shows you how blessed we really are. And I also enjoyed mentorship and speaking. When I was back in the pageant industry, when I was Miss Texas Southern and Miss this, Miss that, I was also doing inspirational and motivational speaking. So people still ask me to do that from time to time. And I still do work with young people. I really, really love it. At the age of 13, 14, 15 is where a lot of young girls take a turn for the right or the left. And so I like to be that beacon of hope and talking to those young girls and saying, hey, let's finish our education, let's stay focused, let's be ladies, because a lot of young women have lost that femininity because now, it's cool to be ratchet, it's cool. And I just like to encourage our young ladies to be ladies and to raise the bar. So those are some of the things that I like to do.
Awesome. Now I got to go back a little bit because when you talk about food, you got my attention. So I'm a little bit of a cook myself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I had to switch the game up a little bit because now I'm vegan, so I don't eat any meat anymore. But go ahead and tell the Builders Club TV Nation what's JP Watkins' best dish? What you in the lab cooking up?
You know what? I love neo soul fusion. Of course, my chicken and waffles are going to kill the game. You don't even need syrup for my waffles. They're on point to that level.
What?
But I love omelets. I love brunch type, items. I do mean Italian. I love to do anything seafood and Cajun style. So I can do it all, to be honest, because like I said, I'm watching Food Network. I'm experimenting with things, and I love feeding people.
That's my show. That's my show,
yes.
Food, or that's my network, Food, or that's my channel, Food Network. My wife and I, we're addicted to that channel.
I love it. I love it. And so I like feeding people. I like really cooking for people, and that's something that really is gratifying is them their eyes lighting up like, wow, this is amazing. So that's something that definitely brings me joy, to be able to pour into the lives of people with food as well.
Well, maybe if I fail miserably as a vegan, I'll swing back and check out that chicken and waffles that JP Watkins cooks up.
No, I do vegan dishes too.
Oh, you do?
I do a zucchini pasta.
Okay.
And this zucchini pasta is every vegetable in the refrigerator goes in that. So I got you covered.
Oh man, okay, we're gonna have to chit chat on that a little bit. But you know what, you did mention something that I really agree with, the motivational speaking. I really see that in you. I think that's a calling that you definitely probably don't want to miss out on that. I think you're a natural when it comes to the motivational speaking, and we might need to talk about that because I could see you having your own channel, doing the motivational speaking. Yeah, that would definitely be that'd be hot.
Dewan, thank you for those positive words. And I definitely know God has given me a calling and a gift. I just don't know exactly where I'm supposed to go with that. But that you're speaking that, I've heard that before, is definitely something to think about. I just want to get as far away from the poverty line as humanly possible first. I want to continue to build my network, continue to build my team, and then I'll start branching out into some other areas. But we got to finish this. We got to make sure that we get, more people across the finish line to six figures and above.
Absolutely. And speaking of six figures, tell the Builders Club TV Nation, everybody's watching, I'm sure they're fired up. I'm hoping you guys are taking notes. These are some major jewels, nuggets. This is just pure gold that JP is dropping on us tonight. But JP, can you just share with us a little bit, what do you got going on nowadays? What are you into? What are you doing? What are you cooking up nowadays?
Well, right now I'm building with a company called Planet Marketing, and I've been with this company for 3.5 years under the leadership of Mr. Donald Bradley. He's a phenomenal leader. Absolutely love working with him. Travel is our product, but freedom is our purpose. So we use travel as a platform, as a vehicle, and people can make money and save money on travel for a very low enrollment. People are online anyway booking their travel. Expedia, Travelocity, Orbitz, Cheat Ticket, they're booking online. They just don't know that they can actually do it for themselves and make money. So we show people how to do that, and everybody, it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Absolutely. And Donald Bradley is, I gotta say one thing, one of the most down to earth. I mean, you wouldn't think that he's done so well in his career because he's so down to earth. I've had the pleasure of meeting him. I've been to his home, beautiful home, met his wife. Just an amazing human being. And so, guys, if you have an opportunity to meet Mr. Donald Bradley, it'll definitely be a memorable moment. But JP, will you give out your social media and let the folks know how they can get in contact with you if they want to find out more about what you got going on?
Absolutely, Dewan. They can go to www.jpwatkins.com. Go to my website and learn more about me, what I got going on, learn more about the company, and everything is right there, jpwatkins.com.
Absolutely.
Follow me on Instagram, follow me Facebook. I got a Facebook fan page, personal page. I mean, I'm all the way out there, but the website is probably the best source. And I want to appreciate you and thank you for that.
Awesome. And we'll make sure, guys, to link all of that information in the description below the video so you guys can, check that out, get with JP. JP, we definitely got to have you back for the Builders Club TV live chat series that we're going to be following up with after season 1 of the Builders Club TV, where basically the audience will be able to come on, talk to you live, ask those questions, anything they're struggling with, get that one-on-one time with a mentor. It's kind of tough for some people to find that mentorship, and it's very key, a great opportunity if they have the opportunity to do that. So we'd love to have you back. Thank you for being on the show, everybody. JP Wakins, DeWan Jones, your professional stay-at-home dad. We'll see you next time. Peace, family.